I wanted to be involved with an Australian brand because I thought it would be cool as shit.
Believe me, if you solve their problem, they're telling 25 other people that you solved their problem.
And they love you.
And they love you.
I met Kevin and I just went, this is it. I saw the products. When I went to a shop and went, oh, I had one of those moments in your life and thought, this is it.
Relationships are the most important thing with your clientele.
An ex-wife, new girlfriend, same woman, she dumped me. She came back, thank God, good one. I love the fact we have Kevin Murphy, and I love the fact that Kevin has to make all the decisions for the ingredients and so on, because he won't do anything that's not the best.
How's the business? She's like, it's amazing. And I was like, mine feels hard at the moment. And she was like, same. And I was like, cool, let's talk about that.
Hairdressers underestimate their skills.
Yeah.
Salespeople underestimate their knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah. People are savvy, consumers are savvy, and they can see through the bullshit.
Who takes care of us as a salon owner?
Yeah.
Like no one.
They have absolutely and utterly meaningful conversations, relationships with their clients. They're rebooked, they sell all the products.
Makes it so much more than just a shampoo brand. Yeah.
Not just a shampoo salesman.
Yeah.
Hey lovers, just a quick one. If you listen to us and you love us, could you please hit that subscribe button? I know it's a pain, but that little button means the world to us and our podcast, and means that we can get more great guests on like we know you guys love listening to. So do a girl a favor, hit subscribe, and we would be so grateful.
We just wanted to say a massive thank you to our podcast sponsor, Kevin Murphy, distributed by Ausdare, and thank them for being the most amazing brand partner for Salon Rising. This brand is truly incredible, and we are so excited to work alongside you.
Welcome back to the Inner Sanctum, Salon Rising, the podcast, coming to you from
Budapest.
Oh, location, with our special guest, Shampoo Salesman Extraordinaire.
Hello.
Peter McDonald.
Thank you so much. We understand that you're a busy man.
Very busy.
Running a busy company, so taking the time for
Avoiding running a busy company.
You're like, I'm just gonna,
Making sure somebody else is running the company, and I watch lazily from the distance.
Excellent. That's exactly how you want to run a business.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, for context, that you're not lazily running a business and you have created an incredible business. So Peter is the co-founding brainchild of Kevin Murphy.
I get accused of that. I would say Kevin founded the product. So a friend of mine, a friend of his is a friend of mine, and she owned an apothecary on Brunswick Street, Fitzroy. And she introduced me to Kevin, and she rang up and said, got to meet this guy, Kevin. He's brilliant, but he's skills at businch probably lacking a little bit, marginally.
What? Us in the creative industry?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's got 6 or 7 products in her shop, and it had been going for 9-10 months.
Yeah.
So I can't say I'm the founder. I think I found him, and I think everyone's been a founder of each other since then. So
Wow.
it was his idea.
But you were in the industry, right?
Yeah, I had a business in Scandinavia. We sold products all over Scandinavia.
Yep.
Moved back to Oz because I had got the rights for American Crew and Mop and Defy for Oz.
Yep.
And when I moved back, I wanted to be involved with an Australian brand because I thought it would be cool as shit to take an Aussie brand to the rest of the world.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's and the thing with Kevin, you don't know what you don't know. So what I did know was that it wasn't going to be me who was going to come up with a brand.
Yeah. Okay.
I wanted it to become. I moved back to Australia in 2000, and I wanted to be involved with the brand, but I had to find something because it's not going to be my idea.
Yes.
But you knew how to take the idea and make it great.
Yeah. So I knew a lot of bods, all over the place.
Yeah.
And I moved back in 2000. Quickly got consumed the fact that I was running on empty. So I had to sell a lot of shampoo to stay. I had a wife and a little beautiful bambino, and So I got back into selling American crew back in the day. I met Kevin late 2004. We'd sold the business that we had in Scandinavia in 2003, so I had rapidly dwindling finances because I'm not that flash with money. I'm better at selling shampoo. I met Kevin and I just went, this is it. I saw the products. When I went to a shop and went, oh, I had one of those moments in your life and thought, this is it. I could see this killing it in Scandinavia because it was so simple, beautiful, different without screaming, look at me. You know what I mean? So I thought this could be around for years, look the same.
And early ethical and sustainable, which Scandinavia is so far ahead of the rest of the world and that kind of thing. So they would have been, I get that. Yeah. Wow. But so how did you get into the industry then? How did you end up?
I was a ski golfer with my mate over there, Sandra Fay, and in Austria. I did 3 seasons, and I was looking at the people who were who could afford to stay, because I was getting food and board and working there, so that's how I can afford to be this ski resort. Yeah. And I thought, I should get into business. Business looks like, because they're all business people.
That's how I get to do this all the time.
I do more of it. And that's saying, I was playing Aussie rules footy in Denmark.
Yeah.
And the guy who was the coach of the team, they got the rights for Joico in Denmark. That was the first where we started, and so I was selling Joico in Denmark in '94.
As a rep.
Well, I owned a sixth of that company.
Yeah, wow.
Please let me, I want to be a partner in the company. Yeah, so we had Joico in '94, and then more brands, more territory. Yep. And I left in 2000 or in '99 actually, because we got the rights for American Crew and so on for Oz. I moved back, he stayed there. And that business got sold in 2003, which gave me the money to actually put into Kevin Murphy.
Wow.
Little did I know it would cost that and more and much more.
Yeah. But look at the return. 20 years.
You've been interviewed by Salon Rising.
Yes.
The podcast.
The podcast.
That's it.
Salon Rising.
The podcast.
Rich will keep us all on now. So you've got a love for the industry, because here you are 20 years on, like you've stayed in it.
94.
Wow.
30 years.
So 30 years on.
I'll give you the maths.
Yeah, maths in the morning. But okay, so you've founded this brand, you've put this money in, like where has it taken you? Obviously all over the place. How has that sort of evolved? When did you know it was really working?
When do I know it's really working? Is it working?
It's totally working. Yeah. We're at the 20-year anniversary. It's working.
When do I know it was working? At various stages through, your salon, salon, and that you said it's a bit of an icon in your area.
Yeah.
When did you know it was working?
I feel exactly the same way as you do. So boom, I don't know. You just do it every day.
So for me,
Jen knows. I don't know.
We were a $10 million company. We were a $50 million company. We were a $100 million company. We're a $150 million company. We're moving towards $200 million. And I don't see it as work or not work. I think it's a constant state of work.
Yes.
So
because
an evolution,
and the bigger you get, the different issues that you have, completely. And how you've got to kind of refine it.
They're different, and yet they're exactly the same.
Yeah.
In fact, half the battle is actually keeping people thinking it is the same.
Yeah. It is the same, no matter how big it gets.
Yeah, because I sell shampoo to hairdressers.
Yep.
Who look after the clients, and it's as simple as that, and as complex as that.
Oh, I love it.
Relationship.
Yeah. It's so that.
Yeah.
And the bigger we get cleverer, more skill sets, more what would you call it? Skill sets, acumen in little pockets, and that can add to complexity. That quite honestly. Is it needed? Is it not needed? It is to a point. I would say, the bigger you get, finances, ordering, procurement, these things, IT, social and digital, all these needs, the better the intelligence you have, the better the company. But the relationships, the guts of the business is relationships with hairdressers.
Yeah.
What do they want? Salespeople, what do they want? It's...
What is the problem and how can you fix it?
Yeah, or what can we do to inspire them?
Yeah.
Because I've got a summary of where we're at as an industry right now.
Yeah.
Is pre-COVID, there's my relationship selling to distributors,
Yeah.
their relationship having salespeople, managers, educators, and so on with salons.
Yeah.
COVID happened
Yeah.
and the world fell apart.
Yeah.
But quickly, with government funding and all this sort of stuff, a lot of people did actually not so bad out of it in the end. In fact, some thrived in that environment. As a distributor, there was no travel, education, there was no costs. So if you had a warehouse full of product, you sold it, there's no cost to take all that cash away. And I think, from what I understand, a lot of the hairdressing industry was looked after as well with government funding for staff and helping them survive a really difficult time. Post-COVID was horrible for a year or so because the global supply chain went skew with. It went all over the shop.
Yeah.
So, we couldn't get a cap or we couldn't get a piece on a there was something ran out that was so important to the product. So it was random stuff that really ruined for a year or so. It was really difficult to know where you stood.
Yeah.
Like an ingredient in colour, you couldn't get it.
Yeah.
So you couldn't make colour. Like it was,
Yeah.
and it was super random.
Yeah.
So that happened. Then that passed.
Yeah.
And where we are now, so then they said everybody would have heard, that the COVID brought forward the age of online.
Yes.
Like at 100 miles an hour.
Yes.
So where we're at right now is, there's businesses in the States I've heard that where they say, don't have products in your salon, or don't do this and don't do that, or because people are taking money off you. And I hear a lot of different things that I haven't paid enough close attention to it.
Yeah.
I look at the business now. Before, I didn't really think much about digital and social that much because, it's not my era, to be honest.
Yeah.
I know it's important, so we have a department that does that.
Yeah.
And we will invest a lot more into it.
Yeah.
Because
That's where it's heading.
well, yeah, because our industry is dominated by people in their 20s. Not dominated, but but it is populated mainly by people in their 20s who live their life online. And so their choices are made online. So you have to participate there. There's no avoiding it. At the other side of it, though, is still this. And this is what I think, this is where there's a laziness in that post-COVID and post all this stuff, people go, it's harder, it's tougher, it's too hard, it's all this sort of stuff. That is, in my opinion, or my humble opinion, that's nonsense.
Yeah.
People come to hairdressers, love them, they entrust how they look in them, and hairdressers and salespeople and distributors, it's tough, it's too tough. It's not the case because the public sits there and wants the advice, wants the focus, wants the attention of a stylist. They want it. They want it completely and utterly. And so. Ultimately, for me, this leads back to one thing. So I love the fact we have Kevin Murphy, and I love the fact that Kevin has to make all the decisions for the ingredients and so on, because he won't do anything that's not the best.
Yeah.
His skill sets are not money.
Yes.
They're not.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's not. Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
So
he's just so passionate about what he creates and how he does it. And when we had him on the podcast, it was so evident.
His husband's been sick, and so he's been looking after him.
Yeah.
And now he's back, fully back into the business again.
Yeah.
And his passion is to do more product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that, but the point of it is that it's what the hairdressers is all about, and what hairdressers, I think, the most important thing is the art of communication.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So it's not. There's a lot of hairdressers that make hair shorter, a different colour, and a different shape.
Yeah.
But if you're not communicating,
But
building the relationship, there's no trust.
I've asked so many hairdressers, stylists all over the world. Ask them, well, who's the best hairdresser? And they'll say Kevin Murphy, or they'll say Robert the Better, or they'll say whoever.
Yeah.
And I said, no, but closer to home, who's the busiest in your salon? And you get closer to home and they say, is the person who does the best, do they make the hair a perfect cut? Not necessarily. The most successful person in any salon, are they the best cutter? No, not necessarily. The best. Do they paint the hair in a certain way that's better than anyone else? No. Is it the styling? No. It's
the relationships that they form with their clients.
they have absolutely and utterly meaningful conversations, relationships with their clients. They're rebooked. They sell all the products.
Yep.
They're constantly, when the door opens, someone's in their chair.
Yep.
When the door closes, they're saying goodbye to their last client, and they are busy all day. And the one thing that separates them from for the rest of the stylists, it's the relationship.
It's a relationship. Yep.
And they sell all the products. They do all the rebooking. They do all the colours. They do everything. It's communication.
Yeah.
I remember in my apprenticeship, there was a girl that we worked with and she was rubbish. She was rubbish at being a hairdresser.
Yeah.
She had one of the biggest clienteles because she knew how to build relationships. And I think that's the case in all businesses. I think like our focus in Salon Rising is community and relationships and being able to build that so that people know, like, so say, you know, for us going down the path of working with sales reps as well, to be able to support the salon owner. Because for me, being a salon owner, one of my most important relationships is my rep, because she's my connection to the company that I work with.
Yeah.
And
a source of information from the industry at large.
Yes.
Because they speak to everyone. Salespeople, hairdressers underestimate their skills.
Yeah.
Salespeople underestimate their knowledge.
Yes.
The more they, have confidence in what they know and share it,
It's that thing we say all the time. It's that, what is that one simple thing that you can tell someone that you think everybody knows? Because they don't.
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't. And you'll tell them that one thing and all of a sudden it's like, you've changed my life. I didn't know that. Yeah.
It's the same thing when it comes to product. Like we speak in that a lot. So many salon owners, as I coach, are like, I'm going to put an incentive in for retail. And I was like, do your staff actually know how to sell the product though? Or are they selling it, or are they recommending and really finding out what your client's issue is? So a big script in our salon is, you know, what is your biggest problem and how can I solve it? I said, because believe me, if you solve their problem, they're telling 25 other people that you solved their problem.
And they love you.
And they love you because they can trust the knowledge that you're giving, like that you actually want to give them your knowledge and help
You
them.
don't just want to sell them something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So stay there, because this is the crux of our industry when it comes to it's at the end of the service, because I always try to get people to see this. So at the end of a service, you've got a client who's had a head massage. They've been pampered, they've been blow dried, they've been looked after. They're so happy.
Yep.
Then you've got the stylist who's got the next person lined up ready to go.
Yep.
So there's a complete disconnect
In the energy.
energy levels.
Yes.
So they're like, you've got this person who's walking out the cell like this, and there's the next, and the stylist is like, I've got to go. And so there's this is where the opportunity is missed.
Yes.
Because to that last 2 minutes is just simply
It's not the time to do
I
it.
use these products, what would you like?
It's not the time.
All throughout that time that client has sat in your chair is when you should be laying the foundation that you don't even need to ask them by the time they get up. They just take them and walk over in their bliss bubble and you move on to your next
And they will.
So conversation around product is at the beginning of the service for us.
Rebooking. Like getting another date on the books.
Because we talk
But
about
again,
it's
the relationship that you have.
Yeah, we talk about that being the journey.
Yeah.
So are you taking your client on the journey? Are you speaking to the client when they're sitting in your chair of what you plan to do next and how you can help them further?
Yeah.
Or are you just shutting that off like, I've done a good haircut, bye.
Yeah.
See, we're all about the journey of both. You know, are you offering all your knowledge, and then are you providing
then
a
you're
journey
giving
for
them
your
a
client?
plan.
This is what I've used.
Yeah.
What would you like?
Yes.
When you want to come back?
Yeah.
No, you don't ask them when they want to come back.
I've
You
got
tell
some
them,
time here, there.
I'd love you to come back at this time because I feel like that's what's going to maintain best what
Point
we've done.
is,
And that's going to,
what I've done.
I've got this time set aside for you. I'll see you in
Beautiful. I'm coming back. You love this. I love you. Thank you.
It's a match made in heaven.
I think that, how long did you rep for?
I'm as useful as tits on a ball
On numbers.
in the office.
Yeah, okay. So you're better out being with people, relationship building.
100%.
Yeah, okay.
So I am a shampoo salesman.
Yeah. But I think that's so important because I think there's a lot of even reps that come into this industry these days. One of our last pods was with Tanya, our rep.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of reps that come into this industry and don't realize that relationships are the most important thing with your clientele. You know, how can you take care of them? How, like, you know, we talk about, for example, I don't drink wine. So many companies will just show up with a bottle of wine. I'm like, that means nothing to me. But, you know, Tanya showing up with donuts, you know, you're playing with fire. That's where it is for me. Like, I'm never leaving you. You just showed up with donuts. So we're talking about this too when it comes to relationships, in how a salon is taken care of and how a salon owner is taken care of. Yeah. Because who takes care of us as a salon owner? Yeah. Like, no one. Yeah. And if we, like, this is one of the things that I absolutely love about working with Osdare and with Kevin, is I feel really seen and taken care of as a salon owner, and that's really important because I want someone to have my back. So having a company that can do that is extraordinary.
So when you're going out as a shampoo salesman extraordinaire...
So when you come into Osdare and speaking to our salespeople...
Oh, I'm already doing that, babe.
You are?
Yeah.
Good.
So one of our massive purposes in Salon Rising is to work with distributors to the sales reps, and how sales reps can take care of the owner, because then the owner can take care of their people and their people can take care of their clients.
And then the entire industry is elevated.
I look forward to you speaking to
Yeah.
everyone of those do.
Goosebumps. I feel really passionate about that because as a owner, Tanya being my rep, and she's been my rep now for like 12 years, I have had that support massively and I need it, you know. And also, who incentivizes the owner? Like, the owner is just the one that's constantly trying to keep everyone else passionate. Having a company like this that supports us is massive, because then my entire brand, my entire salon is with Kevin Murphy, or with Osdare, because that's what feels comfortable, because I know that they've got my back and I can say, okay, I want to do this. How can you support me? Because I think a lot of hairdressers out there don't know business in the way that if you've got a company on board with you that's completely got you and held you in this, but also a company like this that you look at you're the CEO of Kevin Murphy and you are the coolest, chillest dude that we've ever met. Like, that's what people need to know. Hungover in Budapest. Tonight we've got obviously the massive show, the 20th year anniversary, but like, people want to know who they're buying from, and having a relationship, us getting to meet Kevin and getting to meet you, it only solidifies me as a salon owner more into this company, because I love that it's branching down as family. And as we spent time with the boys this morning, like, your business is so relationship based. Like, it's
absolutely.
like a family.
It's like a family.
Yeah.
And it is relationship based.
Yeah.
You know, what you were saying before about it's a big, fat, skinny, whatever company. There's a certain amount of people you can actually deal with at one time.
Yeah.
For me, like, once it's 3, 4, 5, 7 or 8 people, manage wise.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too many balls in the air.
Yes, and so you have to populate your business with people that
align
manage all the way through, and then but you have to manage a group of people. You know, the more people you have have to have more manage to manage how do you get your message through there. But I have such an affinity, I feel, with salon owners, because we're small. It's a bigger business now, but But
you were in the world of giants. Like, you came into a world of giants as a smaller business, then you've grown to this.
Yeah. But I feel it's the same sort of thing. It's just bigger.
Yeah.
So salon owners, you've got to run a business, you've got to run people, you've got to, and hairdressers. Really, it's what a random group of people. The best part of this industry is everyone's welcome.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I'd say, that is the best thing about this industry is that everyone is welcome. In a world that seems to be more and more divided, the fact that this industry welcomes everyone, I think, makes it an absolutely spectacular business.
And I think too, like, we walked around yesterday, one of our big pillars for us, and something that I'm so passionate about, is vulnerability. Yeah. You know, sharing your vulnerabilities so that everyone feels comfortable to have the same. As we were walking around yesterday for the food tour, talking to different people and, sharing and having those deeper conversations, because hairdressers are really good at deep conversations, and I don't want surface level. I love a deep conversation.
But there's this fear to cross into that vulnerability. I don't want everybody to actually know how I'm feeling.
I was talking to a salon owner yesterday and I was like, how's the business? She's like, it's amazing. And I was like, mine feels hard at the moment. And she was like, same. And I was like, cool, let's talk about that. Let's connect, and it just letting other people feel seen and heard. But we get the chance in places like this, you guys have brought us together in places like this to just feel like, oh, thank God someone else feels the same way I do. And I think that's really cool for the fact I said to you before, when you said, when do you know you've made it? And you said to me, well, when do you know that you've kind of made it? We don't. We're just kind of keep going. Thing. Yeah.
We've got issues right now in America that we're addressing.
Yeah.
And us as a company, we haven't made, I used to love making stuff and then putting it in salons everywhere.
Yeah.
And I haven't done this for years.
Yeah.
So you're going to see from Kevin Murphy over the next, from now on,
excellent.
We're going to make stuff.
Yeah.
With meaning for us as a brand, but also for hairdressers. We've done a stand that we're going to put out in the next few months. You'll see it in the next few months. But it's about hairdressers putting their favourite products on the shelf.
Yeah.
Their favourite, not ours.
Their favourite.
Their favourites. And it's the idea is one that, it's a simple idea, which is the point. But it's saying to hairdressers, to stylists, your clients actually want what you love.
Mm-hmm. The stuff that we love is the stuff that flies off our
I'll have
shelves.
a little bit of this and I'll mix it with that and and that's creating what you love in that one product. Yeah.
I'm the same, and you won't use something. I remember when I first used Restore, I'd had it sitting in my bathroom for so long, I'd never used it. And I used it and I was like, holy shit, this is going to change my life. And then for the next couple of months, we couldn't keep that shit on the shelves.
Yeah.
I was talking about it, I was so passionate about it. And it was the same. So when I first tried...
happy with your clients.
So happy, because they're
That's the point.
we
Yeah, that's the
literally
point.
solved an issue that I had.
Yeah.
And I say that to my team all the time. I'll take everything away from you and we'll see how you go. And they're like, do not do that. We cannot survive with the things that you have, it's like a prescription.
And if you can't survive, then how can you expect your clients to survive? Yeah. If you couldn't do what you're sending them out the door.
I remember the first time I tried Kevin Murphy because I wanted it because of how it looked. I was like, our salon is so beautiful and I wanted this brand that just aligned. And when we first came with them, we didn't get accepted. No. When we first, this was back, we had a, yeah.
It's accepted by Kevin Murphy.
Yeah.
There was, but not, she lives in Idaho now. Felicity Davis, our first educator, she had a salon in a home in Cabarita. Mm-hmm. She was our best account for Kevin Murphy for the first 2 years.
Wow.
And then she came work with us full time.
Wow.
She had a salon in a home in Cabarita.
Yeah.
So when you said you're 10 k's from or south of Cabarita, it's like, well, I know Cabarita.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. She's still. I think she won't be here this weekend.
Look, I did bust a lot of balls with what I wanted, so that's probably why I didn't get accepted. I had my business hat on then and I was like, I want this, this and this, and I'm pretty sure they were like, this chick is not getting what we want, but I eventually got what I wanted, especially when Tanya came on board.
It just shows you never give up.
You never give up, but I remember using, I think it was a curl cream, and I was away in my caravan, and I remember ringing Jen and I was like, we need this product ASAP. This is unbelievable. And once you use it, it's not just a beautifully aesthetic product.
Did you get that from when you spoke to Kevin? Did you feel his...
so much passion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I say
I think it's very cool that you haven't listened to that episode because you are completely aligning with what he's saying.
Like I say, he's got such a quiet tenacity. You could see that he's this little unassuming, beautiful man, but he's so that person told me I couldn't do that.
Oh, yeah.
So I did it. And then that person said I was never going to do this. So I did it.
And then also I was out the back with vats of product,
mixing up.
Yeah. So it was, and I think that makes the product even cooler that, as you said, Kevin's back in and he's making, he's making it. He's in it. He's aligned with this product so much.
For sure.
Yeah. And after 20 years, still so inspired to be in his business.
Because he's got someone awesome supporting the business side of things, so he can be all creative.
So what is if you had like that day-to-day, what does your role look like within the business?
My day-to-day role, stay out of people's way or get in their way.
Get in their way.
Generally.
You still seem just as passionate about this business now.
I've never been more.
Yeah.
I think right now our industry's in flux.
Yeah.
Yes.
The relationship, the strength of the rise of social and digital and its impact on business, not just ours.
Yes. Every business.
Every business on the planet is affected by this.
Yeah.
Everyone. And the hairdressing industry is fully affected by it. And I'm quite sure it's across every industry. Every industry, there's people who are making excuses why it's tough, and there's people who are going, what's next?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think there's never been a time when this industry's gone through, or industry has gone through such a change. And I don't know, I'm not even aware that there's going to be a new norm.
Yes.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah.
And so
It's changing.
Yeah.
And so there is a new norm, but the fundamentals, and this woman, like I said, I met this woman last night, Beth, who ran distributorships across the east coast of North America and ran huge businesses, and she now runs a Salon. She's loaded. I think she's probably a bazillionaire.
Yeah.
But she said, we still make hair shorter.
Yeah.
Change colours and we just do different shapes.
Changed.
Yeah.
And people's hair continues to grow and they still want to look lovely and they want the attention of someone who helps them.
Yeah.
And she said, that's not going to change.
No.
And she's so right.
And I think even when it comes to socials, we've gone through like watching it from, so obviously I'm 37, so I didn't have socials for a long time. And then it's that age where we've gone from, I experienced no socials and then have experienced socials heavily. So I kind of have bridged both. And back in the day, socials were all about presenting yourself and how everything looked. Whereas a lot of the consumer now doesn't want any of that. They want relationships. They want to see, so this is why we are so passionate about the podcast, because we want to see the real people behind the brands. What does that actually look like? Instead of these massive, multi-billion-dollar companies, it's like, show us the people behind the brand that is building the brand, and what does that look like, and how passionate are they about their products, because that's what makes
People are savvy.
Yeah.
People are savvy, consumers are savvy, and they can see through the bullshit. So if you're not if you're not into the flow of the technology and the way that everything's going, but if you're not using it in an authentic way, they can see. And it's,
Even that, actually, here's something interesting, maybe not. We undergone the change from, again, 2019, 18, 19, and then COVID hit, and what happened with social and digital. We weren't paying enough attention to it.
Yeah.
Did after.
Yeah.
But our marketing department, I know I imagine this would happen to a lot of people. They instantly owned that space.
Yeah.
But they didn't understand it.
Yes.
And because if I look at our IT social digital department versus our marketing department, like the classic marketing department, the stuff that I used to and know.
Yes.
They're different people.
Yes.
They're not the same people.
No, it's completely different.
And it's fascinating.
Social and marketing, completely different, which is funny. Richard's in marketing, and if I try and tell him anything about socials, I don't want to hear it. It's your job, that's your domain.
Yeah.
But socials is humanising the product.
Yeah.
Like socials is
as long as you
humanising.
understand the person on the other end that you're trying to speak to.
You've got, like the Kevins of the world.
Yeah.
They're so into the look and the feel of a brand.
Yeah.
And like it's not passionate, it's like it's death.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas social is abandoning that
Yes.
and handing it over to your clients and let them run away with it.
Yeah.
And that's the conundrum for. In the last 5 years, I imagine there's so many people who've lost all their hair, and
Yeah. Well, even for us,
because they can't control that. You control the brand to a point. You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the same time, you also have to let it go
Because
and let people run away with it.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
with socials, people want to buy from people.
Yeah.
That's why hairdressing is so powerful, right? Because
Yep.
people buy from
Yep.
people.
Yep.
So even for us with Salon Rising,
Hairdressers, it's because they
Yeah.
forget that that's the
Yep.
point.
So with us with Salon Rising, you know, back in the day, the way that, you know, you would have probably put yourself across is very coaching and very marketing. Now I'm like, there's videos of me. Richard's like, I need more of you on your walking mat, just talking crap. Like,
man,
and
could we have
because
sold
all
a
my
lot of walking
clients,
mats then?
we could have sold
So
so
many
many
walking
walking
mats.
mats. Because
A walking mat?
yeah, it's like a treadmill
Under your desk
that you
so that you
walk.
can walk and do your work.
Yeah, because I showed up on it all the
That's
time.
great. You should buy one.
You stand at your desk and walk.
And walk. It's
Yes.
like a treadmill that you work
Yep.
and walk at the same time.
You've never heard of it.
Yeah, I need, yeah.
Okay.
Get the man a walking mat. But yeah, so though, and I would say to my clients, you know, I was talking about socials and how they can show up as themselves, and they were like, oh, but I don't know. And I was like, why did you buy from me? And I was like, how'd you find me? And they're like, through social media. I'm like, what was I talking about? And they were like, probably something on your treadmill. I'm like, there you go. Or I was at the beach with my family explaining how I live my life, or I was talking through my finances. Like, people want to buy from people. And I think even in big corporations, people still want to buy from people. So I think for us, being able to bring the message across and be like, these are the people that are behind Kevin Murphy.
This
And
is why they
humans,
do what
like,
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still super
It makes the
passionate shampoo
hairdresser, makes the
salesman.
salon owner want to buy from you, makes the hairdresser want to buy from you, makes the, like, my whole staff know the Kevin story and why, and then why we're working with this company. And even in Osdare, how I'm aligned to everybody that's inside it. But then that makes us passionate to sell to our clients. And then our clients also love the idea of it not being this massive, you know, corporation where they can't.
Do you know what? I just, as nice as that is, it's actually, they don't care how big or small it is.
Yeah.
They trust you.
Exactly right.
And that's enough.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, because
Yeah, it's very true.
when we were 10 million, now we're much bigger.
Yeah.
It's still
Just about what the hairdresser. Yeah.
it's still about you.
Yeah, but then the hairdresser likes to know the backstory, right? So the hairdresser likes to know what they're buying from,
Yeah.
and then they're more passionate about with their clients.
Yeah.
So they're like,
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
But it's still
it's
your
yeah,
client
yeah,
wants you.
yeah,
Yeah.
But I'm your client, so we're trusting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but my point is
Yeah.
it's just stylists need to.
It just comes back to that simple thing.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does. The sales, our sales reps, DSCs, the business consultants.
Yeah,
It's the people that you'll love to work with, the ones who care about you.
yeah, yep,
Simple as that.
yep.
If you get one who doesn't care about you, we won't last that long because I don't like them anymore. Because
Yeah.
and it's the fact.
Yep,
And it's fair enough.
yep.
It's just your clients. They want to know that you. They want you. They want you. They want your attention. They want your information. They want your advice, and they will continue to come back to you when you give it honestly and with care.
So funny though,
that's
as
it.
you're saying that, all I'm thinking of myself being the client and my sales rep being that.
Yeah.
Because it's the same way.
Yeah.
You know, you want to have exactly the same thing with your sales rep.
Like here's a tip for people in general, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I always say this. You wake up in the morning. Most people wake up in the morning and you get out of bed. You look at yourself and go, I need a shower. I need to brush my teeth. I need to comb my hair. You get yourself ready.
Yeah,
Most people, I would argue, they spend the rest of the day wondering, how did I come across? How did I look? How did I sound? How do I look? This is just people in general. The best people are the ones who, as soon as they brush their teeth, comb their hair and put on their clothes, they forget about themselves. And then it's about,
Focus on other people.
they focus on the person that they're with.
Yeah.
And just that.
It's the spotlight. I say this all, turn the spotlight around and focus on the people that you're with.
If you're that person, you will be successful. You'll have a wonderful life because you're genuinely interested in the person you're with.
Yes.
And in anything at all, everything and anything. Great parents, great brothers and sisters, great friends, great lovers, great whatever, is once you're out, you've gotten ready, it's about the other person. Your life will be, and the people around you's life will be better that you're in it.
yeah.
That's the imprint that you're leaving. It's the projection out. Yeah. Rather than looking in.
Yeah, what about me? Hang on, how was I?
And I think
But where was I? did you see me? How was good as back to me? There I was.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, but it's simple.
Yeah, it's so simple.
Yeah.
Because again, with our clients, that's when they feel the most heard, is when you're just like
On them.
on them.
All about it.
And their stories. So like everybody has the most extraordinary stories.
Yep.
Like we get to just be the listeners of all these incredible stories.
Yeah.
Even
And giving them advice that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
When you impart that information,
Yeah.
they actually are someone giving you advice about how to live better
Yeah.
every day.
Yes.
How many women don't want that? How
Yeah.
many people don't? How many men, women, cats and dogs and
Yeah.
budgerigars and grandparents and babies don't want to look better and
Yeah.
want your advice?
Want the problem solved. Even my partner, he's like, he's always got dandruff, and he's like, tell me how to fix it. Like, so I can fix it for him, but if he's been to so many places that have never helped him fix the issue, if someone helped him fix the issue, they would be a hero in his eyes. But so many people forget that, it's just about solving problems for other people.
That's what it is. Solving problems, keep it simple,
Build relationships.
build relationships. So, to turn the spotlight, tell us, like, what's a day in the life for you?
You don't, like, where do you live? What's your family look like?
I've an ex-wife, new girlfriend, same woman. She dumped me. She came back, thank God, good one. I have a daughter, Hannah.
So you have hold on, explain that. You have an ex-wife.
Who's his new girlfriend. So she left and now they're back together.
And that is the coolest.
I think so.
You agree?
So how long were you married for?
Our daughter Hannah's 26.
Yeah.
So we were together before that, obviously.
Yeah.
So we got married, 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Broke up 2018 or 19.
yeah.
Got back the year after, off and on. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
What did you do differently to make it work? Did you have a wake-up call when she left?
No,
No? You're still the same?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Long distance, she's Danish, so it's a long distance romance. So that's tough.
Yeah.
And I think
Where are you based?
now because of my work.
Yeah.
I travel a lot.
Yeah.
And that was one of the issues for her.
History.
Yeah.
Was the travel, and she was very happy being Danish and staying in Denmark. And,
Yeah.
that caused friction.
Yeah.
And then I think when our other son, he's selling 11 in Melbourne.
Yes, your baby's gone to Melbourne. That's a bit exciting.
Oh, it's fair.
And now, so he's repping, isn't he?
Yes.
That's so cool.
I agree.
Yeah.
So and so we.
And we were talking about him this morning. He's quite highly regarded on how a nicer human he is. Like, so he'll do well in this industry, obviously.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah. You've raised him
How's
well.
that though? Like sending your baby off to the other end of the world. I suppose
that's
you've got
the
a
thing.
team there
To
that
sell
you know.
shampoo.
Yeah. Well, it's another reason to come to Oz more often.
Yeah.
Mate. No problems with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So
And where's your daughter?
in Denmark.
Yeah.
She's studying, so she's hard at that. She's wonderful.
I love that you and your wife are back together and she's your new girlfriend. That's the coolest.
Yeah. It's great.
That's great.
Yeah.
So how often do you travel?
All the time.
Yeah, okay.
He's of no fixed abode.
No, we spend a fair bit of time in Oz. Spend a fair bit of time in Denmark,
Yeah.
and a fair bit of time everywhere else.
Yeah,
So
okay.
a bit all over the shop.
So obviously you're the head of this incredible company, and then you've got underneath you all the distributors, is that right? And then you take care of them.
We sell to them. I look at them. We sell to distributors all over the world. We own a number of distributorships. Director Kevin Murphy bought distributors out, which is interesting. So my job is seeing them, my opportunities. What would my job be? Right now, I'm back properly running the company, and then my mission at the moment, I've got I reckon a year, a couple of years doing this max. I'm not the best CEO, I'll be honest. I've got a few things I want to do, and that's it. And once they're done, I want a new norm in the company, and then I want to leave for somebody else to do it, because it's interesting. It's getting So I've got ideas on what I know what needs to happen because I've been selling shampoo to hairdressers,
Yep.
and I'm a sales guy.
Yep.
And quite honestly, that's the business for me.
You're a shampoo relationships man.
salesman. Yeah. And so the stuff that I want to do that's basically going to make their lives so much easier.
Yeah.
And I want that to be the new norm.
Yeah.
And we haven't been doing that because I think we've had, I was saying, we get better people, more clever and more specific and so on.
So when you look at that, what does that look like?
Well, it sort of looks like, I think you need people from the industry to actually run the business.
Oh, absolutely. That's the disconnect.
Yeah.
Boom.
And that's what my summary would be that. It's, you need people who know you,
Yeah.
know me.
Yeah.
Those are the people that need to run the business, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not right or wrong on that. It's just my theory
Yeah. Yep.
You're doing okay with your theories so far.
so far. Touch wood.
They've played out okay.
So far.
Yeah.
Don't get too comfortable, Peter.
I think that it's very cool looking at that it's like a rags to riches story. You were like, oh, I was just some, dude skiing, realised I wanted to be in a company, and you've gone from that to where you are now is incredible.
When you do it in a snapshot like that, yes, but
Yeah. Oh,
it
man.
just happens over time.
Yeah.
quite
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
So, and that's, the good thing is I got my youngest brother, Simon. So, he's a financial planner. The best thing is that we can just go buy a new wetsuit or a new surfboard and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
That would be the most, like people into cars or watches or shit like that. I like surfing. I like snowboarding. I like paddling and skiing. So that's my enjoying things I like, that I like.
And you can go and do it.
That's
it. Yeah.
Taking the ego out of it. And I've said this to clients, like, if you want these things, why? Do you want to look successful, or do you just actually want to, like, for me, it's just to be able to live a life where, if I want to go and buy something, I can just go buy it. Who cares about the money in the bank account, as long as it affords me a life that if I want to go and, spend money on the kids, or if I want to take them on a holiday, I can. But I think I love the fact that you're so humble in that area, because I think
most people are, you'd fight, really. There's everyone's horses are courses.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm not the only one, is the point.
I don't think you're the only one, but I think you are a beautiful exception.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I think you're...
See, worth coming down with a hangover for, hey? They called me beautiful. So I think the important thing, like you said, you say it in a snapshot, but really it's been a huge journey, and there's been highs and
Loads.
great lows, right? Yeah. So, but the trajectory in anything doesn't go like this. It's like...
It's all over the shop.
Yeah. So on your exit, what's the plan?
But the plan, for me, the plan is, and because I'm thinking about it now, because I want to pass the business on to the next person who's going to run it. I want structures in place that things that we don't do now that we will do from now on.
Yeah.
So that's a key for me, and also to leave it so when someone takes over, there needs to be room for them to grow. So I don't want to take over when I've
And here's the glass ceiling, and you're just going to tap your head on it and can't go anywhere else.
Business books. I read a book years ago, Good to Great, Jim Collins, and everyone gets something out of when they read books. People get different. I got out of it. One was discipline. So the success isn't anything other than it's a discipline. You have to.
Getting up and going towards it again every day.
Yeah, it is that. And then the second one was that the people, great companies, have great culture. They have great, and then the person that leads it can't be all about them. Like you'd have worked in salons where the person who owns it, it's all about them.
Yeah.
Those businesses will not last forever. And so...
has to be about your people.
And systems and you need people that understand that there's going to be after them. So it's so, I get told, I've got a lot of people with great ideas and information, and you should hire this person and that. I don't want to hire anyone who wants to sell the company. for instance. Like you get a company our size, there's a lot of money involved. You get someone in who wants to get in there and sell it
Okay.
because they're going to get paid out. But see, I think the most valuable thing that I could give to my kids is the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, so you've got probably wealthy clients, you've got poor clients, you get all these things. The best part about people is is people. So I think that my greatest value that I could pass on to my kids is the people I've met. That would be the best thing I can give them. More money is probably not what they need.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well, they can make their own money, right?
yeah.
Especially if they've got the right people.
Yeah, having relationships with people everywhere I think is that's as good for me as it gets. Yeah.
That and being able to snowboard whenever you want.
And so,
And the snow's good with my mate over there if he gets up because it's.
Okay, well, we've talked about the legacy of your business. What about the legacy of your family? So your children are obviously your legacy. You're leaving them the people. Are they both in the industry?
No, Hannah's studying medicine.
Really?
Yeah, she's clever. Must have got it from my mum. So's Charlie actually, but I think you've interviewed Carlo. And Kevin. So he's grown up looking at these he's grown up looking at all these people.
Yeah.
And now he's working with them, and I think he's still, which is delightful. 21, he's in awe of a whole lot of the people that work. He's sitting there going, wow, this is so cool. Because he's seen these guys for men, women, all the different people that we work with.
they're uncles.
Yeah.
They're family.
Really.
Yeah.
Like Carlos, he thinks he's the bees and these and the ants pants.
He is.
Yeah. So he's grown up in the industry. He's out there selling shampoo, and there's salons that welcome him in, and there's others who go, "You can't tell me anything. You're 21. You never know yet.
Yeah.
You're ass from your elbow."
You're like, mate, I've been in shampoo since I entered the world.
No, but he's sitting there going, "Yeah, you're right. Okay, well, help me." It's like you got to figure that all out. And you had it. She's so legacy is legacy. I'd like Charlie I'd like him to take over the business at some stage.
Yeah.
Not for a long time. But
I love the fact that he's starting where you started too. It's like get to know, go out. And it's not about you taking over this massive business when you don't actually know what it looks like. Go out and do it.
Yeah.
Be
and that's the point.
shampoo salesman. Yeah.
Yeah. He needs to know
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs to know that.
Yeah.
He needs to know hairdressers.
Yeah.
He needs to know the industry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's powerful.
And the best way to do it is walking through the front door of salons.
Yeah. And it's like I look at that in for our business too. When you say people, I work obviously with my brother, and Jen's my best friend. So they are our kids are seeing us work together. They're their aunts and uncles. So they see the work we do. They're like, we're going overseas with Auntie Jen and Uncle Rich. And it is the power of building companies where everybody feels like family. And we're having that discussion this morning at breakfast, and it was interesting listening to the boys, and they were talking about
The Grand Prix.
and calling them uncle to their kids. And I just think that relationship is just so cool. Like looking at a company where everybody is close enough that it is aunts and uncles, and they're watching them grow up, like how your son has with Carl. I just think that's amazing. It's not just it really humanises the company and makes it so much more than just a shampoo brand. Yeah.
Not just a shampoo salesman.
Yeah. Did you do, before you did you do anything, any uni or anything like that? Yeah.
I have a degree in engineering.
Wow.
By the time I finished it, which took me too long to finish, I knew one thing: I didn't want to be an engineer.
Incredible.
So I left and pals overseas, and I left and came back 10 years later.
Yeah.
This is it. And I think it's a really nice thing for people to realise as the industry grows and changes, the different paths that you can take. Like this industry offers so much. And
do you know what the thing with the industry offering so much, what we as an industry need, I got involved with Salon, what's it called? Sandy Chong runs it.
Yep.
No.
No.
Anyway,
No,
I got involved in that. I first heard it from Anthony Winholscher and Simon Pitt. and they said that
Australian Hair Council?
the Australian Hair
Yeah.
Council.
Yeah.
So when I spoke to them, that their mission, but what I understood that the mission was to promote the hairdressing industry to the public, because it's difficult to get staff. And I heard that and just went, so I put the first, I think it was 5 or 10 grand in. So the first money that went in was mine, because I thought, yes, the industry needs to promote itself, and it wasn't. We don't do a good enough job at telling people what a ripper career can be.
Oh, absolutely.
No, but we
We
don't do a
also
good
had
enough job.
this conversation over breakfast this morning. People don't know.
And also people think that it's not a lucrative career, and I can 100% say that is not the case.
So what you've just said then is you need to tell people how much money you can make as a successful stylist.
Yeah.
This is what the career can look like.
Yes.
This is the fun you can have. This is the money you can make. This is what you need to do.
Yeah.
And this is how you do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we need to do more of promoting just how fun and good and how profitable and what a great life you can have as a stylist.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and letting people know how much money you can earn is a key, because I think most people think, poor stylists, don't earn any money. It's rubbish.
Yeah.
There's some extremely successful stylists.
Yeah.
And that we need to let people know about that so that we attract more people back into it. So it's not like it's hard to get staff. It's like too many staff.
When we were talking to Kevin, he was saying when he went for an apprenticeship, there was like 150 people that were trying to applying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not now.
Yeah.
How do we make that? How do we turn back the wheels or move them forward?
Well, we talked about that in the whole, you're like, I'm just a hairdresser.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just a hairdresser.
It's redefining. It's redefining the industry so people realise what an extraordinary industry it is, because it has been an industry, hair and beauty, that has had a stigma around it as not being prestigious, or you just do that if you can't do something else.
That's a decision that we make.
Yeah.
And it's a decision we can not make.
Yes.
We need to not make it.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what has to. So letting the public look, sharing how much money you can make.
Yeah.
How much what you do and how much fun it is.
I think the other thing about that too is there has been, and it's something that we've spoken in, there has been. There's a new generation going through, but the generation before mine, it was very much that boss mentality. There was no breaks. Like, you worked really hard as a hairdresser, there was just, it was nonstop. We've both come from it, and everyone we speak to is about the same, right? Whereas the industry is changing so much because the next level of leaders, and this is something we feel passionate about, is changing. We are about work-life balance and about, paying well and about educating and inspiring and really, developing this business for ourselves, that I'm hoping helps, like, the more it starts to become the more everybody starts to step into that, I'm hoping the industry starts to change as well, because it was, in past generations, not always the greatest place to work either, because we had, a lot of bosses, and it was hard on your feet, hard on your body, hard on your mind, all of those things. But I think as the industry is changing, that's evolving as well.
Absolutely. I think that's the biggest takeaway that everyone, not the biggest, but one of the takeaways that everyone needs to take today is that it's our responsibility to change the narrative around the industry.
Yes.
And unless we step up and do that, nothing's ever going to change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
Salon owner at a go. Salon at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shampoo salesman at a time. Thank you so much for sharing with us and imparting your wisdom this morning. It's been great having a chat with you, and we're so grateful that you've taken your time out of your trip away when you're a busy man to come and share your stories with us.
No worries.
We look forward to partying with you tonight at the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
And really be able to share in everything that you have built.
Yeah.
I hope you can take a moment for that, because
Congratulations, it's amazing.
that exists because of
Fingers
the two of you.
Hopefully the lights don't fall down or something like that.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.